Hey folks, AJ the CEO here, and we are here in Lynchburg, Virginia at Mount Carmel Baptist Church, to where I brought you along here to do our on-site maybe about 3 months ago. And for the last 3 days, we have been here retrofitting and transforming and modernizing their media ministry. As a refresher, they had one PTZ Optics camera here in the back that was set up with no remote control, no nothing, and it was a direct feed directly into the fellowship hall. But what we did is we connected that to a joystick, put an ATEM Mini Extreme in here, hooked up their audio to that, also put another PTZ in the fellowship hall where they do Bible study, and ran a connection downstairs for a splitter for multiple TVs, but then also hung a 4K TV in one of the classrooms with a feed directly down there. So let me take you along with the transformation of what we did here at Mount Carmel Baptist Church. Good morning, everybody. We are back here at Mount Carmel to begin the process that we did in the video that I will tag up here when we did an on-site for them. I'm really hoping this doesn't take long. I'm projected to be here through Friday, but based off of what we're doing, I don't believe it's going to take that long, but we'll see what we get there. The main thing we need to do is hanging the cameras and stuff like that. It's only one camera actually, and the TV. That's going to be easy. Setting up the ATEM is easy. The main thing is just routing the cables for internet upstairs, as well as routing the cable to the new TV downstairs. But I got all my stuff. Let's get inside. There was a car here, so let me make sure we can get inside and we'll go from there. All right, folks, so here's the PTZ Optics camera. I'm gonna take this down just to confirm that we can actually control it, send power over a PoE, go from there. And it looks like they have stuff ran here. And that's, I think that's the same line, or that's, no, it couldn't be power. Well, I could be wrong, but we got two lines here, and that's why I was saying I don't want to reinvent the wheel. So I know I'm gonna have to go to Lowe's anyway, either get some conduit to come over here with the cabling. We'll figure that out. But I'm gonna take this down, and then I need to get some RD6 and then find the path that gets over here. Yeah, so we're probably gonna be going up there just to verify. But let's get the easy stuff out of the way, setting up all the equipment here in this area. So this is going to be interesting because a lot of this is going to have to move. Let me document this. We're going to move this, have the ATEM, have the monitor, everything set up, and then we'll go from there. All right, so we've cleared out a lot of space here. I'm going to move this, and we're going to start moving the gear here because we got to fit an ATEM and a 24-inch monitor in here. But let's do this. All right, and there we go. We got the controller connected to it. We got the camera here. This is all the original, and it is hooked up for PoE. So we're running power off of the switch down here. Made a hole on the side and another one. I'm gonna go get some grommets to cover those up, and a surge protector that I'm gonna mount on the side here. So when that's turned off, it'll turn this off and the camera's off, because right now the camera has always been on. So we're gonna take care of that. Looks like the audio cable, I either left it at my mom's house or I left it at home. So I might have to drive back to Richmond to get that. But again, we're gonna be able to knock out everything, and if it's just the sound, they may have an option here at a local store. I doubt it, but it is Prime Day today, so I may be able to order one, get it overnighted to my mom's. We just got to run audio to this, and now the SDI that's here, we're going to run that over here, and this fiber one is actually going to be for the the camera on the other side. So we're going to go over there and mount that one now. All right, so we're here in the fellowship hall. This is where they have Bible study. So we're going to mount, well, they asked me to mount the camera right there to the right, yeah, the clock right there. So we got the extra mount that we have here. This is the, now this is a SMT AV, just because they wanted it in white. Normally I would have used a AV cans or a Famaco, but this is one they specifically wanted in that color, and I haven't seen either one of those in that color, so that's the only reason why we're using this one. But let's go ahead and knock this out, and then we need to figure out how we're going to get our cables over that way. Alrighty, all mounted. Now we just got to figure out the cabling, how we're going to get over there and back and from that. But what I'm probably going to do now is take the mount downstairs and hang the mount to the TV. And then I'm trying to get everything done before I need to go to the store. So we already know, got to get a surge protector, pick up the TV, get two 2-inch grommets for those holes that I did. Need to find about an audio cable. But I think that's it. And then I need some RG6. Yeah. Or do I? I think I actually got a cable. Oh well, we got to figure out how we're going to get downstairs too, so. Alright, so like I said, folks, the main thing is just trying to figure out how the cables were ran. So this cable is going down to the floor, all the way back this way, down the hallway, then back, and then up under the floor behind the media booth. So, and that hole is up under the carpet. So we're gonna need to widen that. And then the bathroom downstairs, the idea is maybe drop this directly down on the floor and run that same path, hopefully. But right now, I spliced the cable to the ATEM, and we want to make sure that the cable that's there can get a signal, which obviously it does, so yay, we got that. Now, one issue with that just now, the TV blipped. I don't know if that's a signal thing, but I'm gonna leave this up for right now. Hopefully I don't need to replace the cable that's already in the wall. I shouldn't, because it's actually using a Blackmagic SDI to HDMI converter on here as well too. But yeah, we're getting ready to make a run to Lowe's, get some supplies, then pick up the TV and head on back. I need to get some self-tapping screws because there are steel studs, so I need to be able to get into that, and then get some toggle bolts as well too to hold the mount for the TV, make it super secure. Worst case scenario, I might get a 2x4, screw those in, but we'll figure that out. That white cable that we're spliced onto is coming through here, and then it goes up under the floor right here. So we would have to dig this out and then make another hole. We're gonna have to do that anyway because the internet, that's the most direct path for the internet. Then make the hole wide enough for the HDMI cable to go through. Mainly just HDMI cable and 2 Ethernet cables. No, I don't need to run an Ethernet cable here. I just need to, yes I do, AJ. We're gonna run it here so it goes to the PoE switch so that when we turn everything off, it's all turned off at the same time. So that conduit's gonna have to go away as well so we can make it wider. I don't wanna do that though. If I could come up and over and then yeah, I'm gonna have to go up and see. This is always the fun part. Now technically the thought was I didn't need to run the Ethernet cable here. I just need to run it back to the back room where there's that PoE switch back there, the Unify one. That would send power to the camera, but that defeats the purpose of having the cameras being on the entire time, which I don't want to do. Decisions. All right, so instead of messing with this, what we're gonna do is drill a hole here and then come up and then punch through and run everything behind this pew to where we need to go. Then we don't have to worry about the door frame, none of that stuff. They also moved the room that we're gonna put the SDI stuff. So actually, let me get some couplers for that. And then we're gonna go downstairs and make the cables for that to make sure we're at least still getting the signal to the TV, and then run the new cables for the other TV, then put the studs in the wall and all that other fun stuff. All right, folks, it's day 2. We're back here at Mount Carmel. Man, I'm so tired. I had ordered some stuff that was supposed to be here, some of the cabling and stuff like that was supposed to be here overnight, but the stuff got changed, so I ended up driving all the way back to Richmond last night. Got there around like midnight and then drove right back here around like 3 in the morning. So I'm a little tired, but let's get in here and knock the rest of this stuff out. Alrighty, here we go. I was gonna run it through, but there's a foundation insulation foam I can't go through, so we're gonna just put a plate to cover that up. And I notched out a little corner right there and have a piece of conduit that's gonna hide the cable coming down to here. But let's get this out of the box and let's hang this TV. Alrighty, TV's hung. Gotta do something with the cables. I'm gonna terminate that here in a second, but I'm about ready to put this plate on the other side here so that the cables that we just made actually will go down in the wall and then come out right there, up and out of the way. Alright, we got everything looking all nice and pretty, and I left the HDMI cable upstairs, but we got that terminated. I just need an HDMI cable to connect it to the TV, and we'll make sure we get an image, and then we move on to running the HDMI cable from the other camera and Ethernet and network up to the media area. Alrighty, so we got the 2 Ethernet cables through, but man, we had a time trying to get this hole through, which we do have it there, but I'm just concerned about the HDMI cable getting damaged. So I'm gonna get a 1-inch auger bit, because that's concrete and then it's wood, then concrete, and then wood again. I just need I wanna make a straighter line so that HDMI isn't hitting anything, and the coax is gonna go through that as well. I got the Ethernet here. All I'm gonna do is put a RJ45 plate on here. I have this extra extension, gonna connect it to number 12, and then that will be good. I have more than enough here. I'm just gonna zip tie it to the existing path that they have here, run it down with the blue, get that little loop, and then come up and plug it in, and then that'll be good. Let me show you what we got upstairs so far. So you see all this cable. I got more than enough Ethernet that's gonna go through there. But we got all the cables coming up through the floor. I need to get some grommets as well too. Got it through here. Just got to get the grommets for that, and that's why I'm heading to Lowe's to get right now. And then also going to get some food because I'm hungry. And then we'll be back. All right, very productive day so far. I've got all of my cables up. I am running the new conduit to the camera here. I have internet already. Getting ready to have some assistance to get the conduit over here. So the mindset was run this across the baseboard, up and around, and maybe up there and then into this part. But as you can see, I got a signal right there. I got an IP address here that's pulling from, I actually need to get rid of this one because that's the original IP address. So there's the DHCP I'm pulling from there. So we got a connection. That would have a connection too. I need to get my laptop to configure and change the layout of this. I have the cables here. This fiber one is not long enough, but I'm right here. I think I have another cable in the car for that. If not, I'll run home and get that. I'm only 7 minutes away from here. But we're close to the home stretch. For whatever reason, now the signal downstairs is not coming on. And I'm not getting anything. Well, remember we replaced the white cable completely because it was going in and out. So as of right now, we're running a continuous run. I'm just pulling this out the way. That's been cut. And we're gonna run this all the way downstairs. I'm going all the way to the splitter with the cable, and it works. I mean, the cable, so pretty much I have new cable everywhere except for in the ceiling outside of that room going to the TV. So I need to make sure I'm getting the signal somewhere and then just trace back to what it could be. I'm not really 100% sure what it could be, but we'll figure it out. All right, folks, so I had my cable backwards, but yay, we got an image. And that's downstairs. Let's head up here. And got an image here as well. All right, so I had that set just so I can get an image. Now I'm gonna go and turn it back to the program view, which is ultimately how it's really gonna be running for when they're using it. Clean this up tomorrow. Switch this back to program. So now, if we go back, we should see nothing but full screen of that camera. The other one does work, but the cable is not long enough. I have a longer HDMI that I was using at my mom's, and that's what I'll bring back tomorrow. And there you go. To them, it looks exactly the same, except for we can control this one, and then ultimately we will have that one connected. So what I'm gonna do before I leave is I'm going to set all of these IP addresses to the network and get the ATEM configured with the multi-view and stuff like that. So knock that out and then we'll be good to go. Until tomorrow, that is. All right, so we got internet up here, but like I said, this is the main issue, and they're aware of the internet speeds that are here in the area. I got to get that other cable, but there is, the joystick is configured for both of the cameras. We just need the extension here so we can plug the other one up, but we are good to go. Only thing we got to do tomorrow is the conduits and just some aesthetic stuff. So we'll see y'all tomorrow. All right, folks, day 3, last day for us to finish up everything here at Mount Carmel. So let's get the aesthetic stuff done, and then I am going to take you on a complete tour of how we transformed this incomplete install to a fully functioning AV ministry for Mount Carmel. Alrighty, so we got our cables tidied up. I need to get another zip tie for right here, which is what I don't want to do, but that's how they have the existing ones here. Thankfully I have a lot of slack in here, so I'm gonna pull some slack loose from here. But I am getting ready to head to the store because the concern I had with that other TV in the fellowship hall, the wiring, that RG59, it can't support the signal, so it's flickering. So I'm gonna get another cable maybe 50 foot, and run that up to replace that cable. Hopefully it's not going to be as troublesome to get to. But what else? There's something else I was supposed to be doing. Oh yeah, I was going to say the camera isn't working because the Ethernet cable, after running through here, I did not leave enough of a gap for that cable. So I need to make a small little extension for this camera. And the extension is literally maybe like 6 feet. So it's right here to the PoE switch, and then that would be on. Because I mean, I forgot I turned the sound off on this. Oh, it's not connected, AJ. That's why it's not gonna show up. Anyway, I need to get that, and then I'm gonna get some C-clamps so that these cables will come up and then hide right behind here to go through the pass-through. After we do that, replace the cable to the TV, clean up my mess, we're done. All right, starting from back here, like I said, this is a PTZ Optics 20X, I believe, that they already had here. We've rewired it, and it is now connected with a fiber HDMI cable and an Ethernet connection for the joystick, putting it on the network and sending it power, because by default, this just stayed on the entire time. Now, if we come back here, originally, they had conduit that was going here and feeding downstairs all the way to the TV in the fellowship hall. We have since disconnected that and completely replaced the wiring. We have our own conduit coming this way that has those two cables, and it meets up with all the other cables that we did from downstairs. They run through here to the media area. So we got our stuff right there, some conduit leading behind the pew, and then we have conduit here wrapping around, coming up, and then into the media area here. We have everything passed through here. Have our PoE switch here with our HDMI to SDI converter that is feeding the feed going downstairs. Now we have plenty of room for more connections right now. We have the ATEM, the joystick, and the two cameras. That's the only thing that's connected. Maybe another connection would go for a computer, but again, it's pretty tight in here, so not really a need for it right now. Push that back up. We are feeding from their mixer a dual 1/4 inch going into a 3.5 that's connecting audio into the ATEM here. And we are on jack number 1 connected here. And as you can see, we have our main and we have our secondary connected over an IP joystick, so we could easily add other joysticks if other cameras if need be. We just need to run a connection here. We have 6 open and PoE power going to it. Makes it real simple. So I only configured this for 3 because at max I would think maybe another computer for scripture, lyrics, or something like that if they want to do that in the future. We have our 2 media ports, left a Anchor USB cable here for somebody to connect to it, so that, because right now their internet is not fast enough to live stream. I showed an image of what the speed test was. It's like 0.73 for upload, so obviously that's not fast enough for that. But the good thing is everything is wired properly, so that once they add a faster internet, that's it. That's all they have to do. Everything here is already prepared. So here, as you can see, we can have complete control over here, which originally this was just set to a wide shot. And as you can see here in the fellowship hall, there's the screen. That was the original one that was already there. So we have some more control here, and then we can easily go to camera number 2, which shows the screen here. So I could move this as well too. Get some more control. Now the sound system is already wired over there, so it's wired all the way to here. So if somebody speaks over there, the audio is going to come through here. if they ever decide to want to live stream Bible study, somebody would be over here manning the camera, but the audio would still come over here. All right, so let's take you on another tour of the other areas of what we did. Swing over here to the fellowship hall. Alrighty, so we have our TV, like I said, and this is the other camera that we added, a 20X. Beyond overkill in here, but hey, you got more than what's needed, so that's good. We ran our cables all the way in the ceiling back to this closet because that was the path where all the cables came from. There was no tile here, but those two black cables, if I can get out the light, are our cables that are running all the way from the camera down here. And I forgot to zip tie that. I'll do that here in a second. Zip tie these to our other connections. Somebody pulled a snag on our cables, so we'll put that back here. But all the other cables were already running down here, so we just joined it there. So now let's take you downstairs to the new TV that we added. And there's my zip tie, so we'll come back and do that. Now the original white cable was RG59, which did not support the 1080p signal. So I had to replace that cable originally, and everything was working, but then it went down again. So we pulled a new cable to the TV up there. So all of the wiring is completely new and is able to sustain 1080p 60 and even higher. So this is the TV that we put down here. Very nice. And told them to get about a surge protector because these were the closest outlets here. But probably will put a, I do have another piece of conduit, but we need to mainly probably put this on a surge protector down here and have the TV plugged directly into it. But good to go here. And this is where we ran everything. We ran the original cable, came to right here. We split it and ran it over to this area and then split again. This was the connection going upstairs. So we just split it right there. Came all the way over here because we needed power. And we have everything through the wall right here into our 1x8 monoprice splitter here. So we have plenty of room for more TVs if need be. And we just run from here instead of all over the place. And that is it. So again, thank you so much, Mount Carmel. I appreciate the fact that you trusted me with doing this install. I hope you get a lot of good use out of it. Now, originally we were supposed to stay here Saturday to do training, but unfortunately they have a funeral, so we're going to be coming back to train them on using everything. I think the other thing I didn't tell you that all the equipment that I have is put under a surge protector so that they just hit that on and off. That would turn everything off, because remember I said the original setup had everything just on the entire time, which I am not a fan of. So we got them all straight here, and I think that's about it. Link is down below. Let me get up in some better light. Link is down below to everything we used for this install. And if you want me to come out and do an on-site or a consultation with you, you can hit me up at ajhomes.com/consultations. Me or D will reach out to you and we'll schedule some stuff out. Whether you want to do online through Zoom, Google Meet, phone call, or like I said, we mosey on out and do an on-site and get your stuff straight, which we do have another on-site while I'm here in Lynchburg to do later this afternoon. So if you like this type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, hit that bell, that way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ. We'll catch you on the next video. Later.